Hey YouTube, this is SD Prepper. We're going to continue on with the bug out scenario for my first time prepper series. This is going to be video 2. Now I'm going to start out with caching. A lot of people do it. Personally, I don't, but it doesn't mean that's not something to think about. Caching is by hiding items in possibly other containers throughout the path to your bug out zone as well as within the bug out zone itself. And a lot of people do this by going with PVC pipes, little storage containers, they have metal containers, ammo boxes is a huge one. And within these they will normally put in additional food, possibly some clothes, firearms, knives, or ammunition. Those are the most common ones in there. And for me, I personally feel that it's irresponsible that if the gun is not in your control, that it's not locked up and safe to the point that you don't have to worry about it. I have safes for all of my guns. To me, putting a gun in a tube and burying it in the ground is extremely irresponsible. But that is me. And then I can understand food and clothing, just because food takes up, actually does weigh quite a bit, and clothing, oddly enough, does take up a lot of space. So it makes sense, but to me, I do not have the additional funds to put items literally into the ground for a rainy day. Pardon me. So it comes down to, this is something that's available to you, but keep in mind there are people out there without any scruples that honestly they go out, buy a metal detector and just try to find anything you've cached. And there was one YouTuber that went in and showed his little journey. He didn't reveal the locations of his caches, but he cached all the way to his bug out location. Then when he moved closer to his bug out location, he actually was able to retrieve everything, which was great because I actually do believe he did store firearms. But either way that goes, that is up to you. If it's something that you want to do, that you can afford to do, feel free to. The other things that you're going to want to look into is having things on your person at all times. Funds is one of the big ones out there. Now, a lot of people have gone to silver and gold just in case of an economical collapse and the dollar not being worth what it's currently worth, I guess is the best way to phrase it. The only thing is, if you're carrying currency, especially expecting to go out and trade or buy items, keep in mind, if you are in a true shit hits the fan moment, not necessarily will they be worried about your gold and your silver. They would probably want to trade for your ammo and your food. So that's something to keep in mind. Anything you're talking additional weight that could bog you down, that honestly has a good chance of not being worth anything. So if you want to carry funds with you, carry a couple of $100, carry $300-400 worth of gold and gold or silver. That is completely up to you. I personally wouldn't even bother with it. A lot of people carry multi-tools. Multi-tools are great. I will be talking about redundancy when we do the bug out video, the bug out bag video, which will be next. But anything that you can carry on your person, anything that is normally what you carry, that's great. Yeah, if you don't have to figure it into the bug out plan, that's great. But keep in mind, people that carry firearms, either open or concealed carry, make sure that you are carrying constantly, because like with me, if something bad happens and I'm at work and I can't come home, I have to go to my bug out, I am either hoping my wife grabs my pistol, or I am out my pistol, or any firearms, because I do not carry, I'm not allowed to carry or even have in my cart any type of firearms. So, pardon me. So it comes down to get used to what you carry is pretty much cataloged at all times, that they're on you and that you don't have to worry about it. Everyday carry bags are nice. I have one, weighs in at about 6 pounds. I just carry a couple of little things with me, mostly work related, a couple of things like snacks, things like that if push comes to shove and I am stuck for a little bit of time. So, those are things that you want to look at. The nice thing about my sling bag is that I can just shift it over so that's more in my front, being covered by covering my belly, and I still can put my pack on. I can still snap both sets of snaps, the waist as well as the sternum. So something to look at if that's something that interests you. Those are pretty much the points that I want to touch on today. Well, at least this video. And then, like I said, next video is going to be the bug out bag itself. We're just going to go over what I suggest to go in there. I'm not going to go over my bag. Just because, honestly, I do not like taking it apart, because I'm always worried that I'm going to have something fall in the cushion of the couch or something like that and I'll lose it. So, pretty much, I thank you for watching my videos. Please, if you have learned anything or even enjoyed the topics of these conversations, feel free to hit the subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like. It'll help me do better videos for y'all in the future. As well as like and share if you think that there's anything to be gained by this. Okay, so this is SD Prepper again, and y'all have a good evening.